What is going on, my people? It is your UK Trotter brother, Dr. Blick, the darkest man around. And today, guys, I'll be explaining the GOMU GOMU no Mi, also known as the gum gum fruit in the dub. So if there's been a time for you guys to get that fried chicken and get that Kool-Aid, now is the perfect time, because the UK Trotter brother will be going ham on this video. So without further ado, let me just get on with this. So the GOMU GOMU no Mi first debuted in chapter 1, July 19th, 1997, and the whole idea, the whole concept of Oda giving this power to the main character was due to the fact that he desired a fighting style to be silly. So no matter how much tension One Piece got, the reader will be able to relax without becoming stressed out with the plot and with how everything is going. So no matter how serious the fight may seem to be, there will always be a moment where Oda will take the tension down a notch. So now that we got the history of this fruit out the way, let's talk about the strengths that the user will acquire when taking a bite out of this fruit. One of the major strengths that the user will acquire is the ability to stretch and the ability to be like rubber. And in terms of combat ability, in terms of helping them defensively, this helps them a great deal. And what I mean by that is when it comes down to blunt attacks such as hand-to-hand combat, bullets and cannonballs, the user of this fruit will not be affected or hurt by any of these attacks. And this is due to the fact that they are made out of rubber. So since they are made out of rubber, their defensive abilities have been incredibly enhanced. So you're going to need something like Armament Haki, Rokushiki, or just something amazing in order to get through that amazing defense. So this is a massive testament to the defensive abilities that the user will acquire when taking a bite out of this fruit. Possibly one of the most underrated defensive devil fruits out there. When you say, like, it's very underrated in terms of its defensive capabilities. But not only that, it goes even deeper in terms of its defensive abilities. When it comes down to any lightning based attacks, the user of this fruit will not be affected because they are immune to lightning based attacks. If you guys know your science, lightning, rubber, nothing gonna happen. And this was shown in the Luffy versus Eneru fight. And keep in mind, in SBS 43, Oda said that Eneru is one of the strongest pre-time skip villains out there. And he said if he was an actual pirate, his bounty will be 500 million. And in pre-time skip, there's not a lot of characters that had 500 million other than people like Ace, who was around 550 million. So keeping that feat in mind, again, this is a massive testament to the amazing defensive capabilities that the user has. But when it comes down to offensive abilities, the user is able to dish out a lot of powered up attacks. And this is due to the fact that the user is able to stretch his arm out and launch out devastating attacks such as Gum Gum Pistol, Gum Gum Gatling, and pretty much anything with Gum Gum on the end of it. But I gotta say this to you guys, that is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes down to offensive abilities. The main offensive ability that we've seen so far, and bear in mind we have not seen this fruit awakened yet, is the gears. And the gears allows the user to increase their speed, power and mobility depending on what gear he's using, of course. If you're talking about second gear, this increases the speed of the blood flow throughout the whole entire body, and it gives more oxygen and nutrients to the body, which allows the person to increase their mobility, speed and power. And this is shown when Luffy's fighting Bluno, Rob Lucci and so on and so forth, because Luffy has used this form countless of times. But when you got something like third gear, this is helping you increase the size of certain limbs. And what this does is help you deliver out more powerful attacks because your limbs are a lot bigger, but by doing that you are sacrificing speed. And then you got fourth gear, which pretty much combines a bit of everything, but it really increases the muscle size and also has the implementation of Haki. But as a whole, Luffy's able to fly, Luffy's able to do devastating attacks, like he's able to do a lot of crazy shit. If you're not caught up with One Piece, I'm gonna leave it like that because I don't want you guys to be spoiled by the stuff that Luffy's already capable of doing at this point in the series. But when it comes down to offensive abilities, we have only seen the tip of the iceberg, and I'm sure we are gonna see more. So now that we've talked about all the strengths that the user will acquire while taking a bite out of this fruit, there's some weaknesses that we need to address as well that this fruit will also have. One of the major weaknesses that this fruit will have is the fact that it can still be cut up and it can be stabbed. because in reality you can cut up rubber and you can pierce through rubber. So it makes sense that these are going to be weaknesses for anyone that has the Gomu Gomu no Mi. And another weakness out there that we need to address is two elemental weaknesses, and that is fire and ice. Fire can burn rubber and ice can harden rubber to the point that rubber can be broken. So these are two major weaknesses, which if you went to school and you know about science, you guys know those are the two elemental weaknesses that rubber has. And as a whole, those are the two major weaknesses that you acquire by having the fruit. This one is more of the one that it comes down to how Luffy used the fruit personally. One of the major risks that Luffy had was the fact that he left himself vulnerable by overshooting his attacks. When I mean overshooting his attacks, when he throws a shot and he misses, it leaves him wide open for someone to attack him. And this has been shown when Buggy got the upper hand on him, and this has been shown when Captain Kuro got the upper hand on him earlier on in the series. And as a Devil Fruit user, you're going to have weaknesses like Water, Fishman Karate, and Sea Prison Stone. Let's break them down a bit. So Water is basically any person that has a Devil Fruit. So if you have a Devil Fruit, that's pretty much the major weakness that they will encounter. Fishman Karate. Fishman Karate is basically karate that is heavily influenced by water. Sea Prison Stone is something that they use in order to capture Devil Fruit users and to stop them from getting away, to pretty much nullify them from using their Devil Fruit or trying to use them. So it's pretty much making them a lot weaker and making them a lot harmless in terms of them trying to escape out of the situation that they're in. So any person that has been captured by the Marines, they will most likely be wearing a Sea Prison Stone handcuffs, Sea Prison Stone, like yeah, pretty much Sea Prison Stone handcuffs for the most part, because Sea Prison Stone or just water in general are pretty much the kryptonite for Devil Fruit users because it makes them a lot weaker and it makes them a lot powerless when it comes to them actually trying to set themselves free. You've seen that countless of times. Every time Luffy tries to break out of a cage or something that's made out of Sea Prison Stone, you see he put his hand on the bar and his body suddenly weakened. But as a whole, those are the major feats when it comes to the pros and the cons, and also the history of the fruit itself based on all the information that they have given us so far. But one fun fact I would like to say is that Oda got asked in the very first SBS, how far can Luffy stretch, and to his response it was 72 Gomu Gomu dos. I don't know what that means, but that's pretty much Oda being Oda. But as a whole, guys, I want to know what you guys think of this video. Leave your thoughts about that down in the comment section below, and also give me other suggestions on things that you would like me to try and explain. And yeah, let me just wrap up this video. So please comment and subscribe. I know I say this all the time, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying, please hit the like rating if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, this UK Trotler Brother will catch you in the next one. Bye guys.